All right, so you guys already know a little bit about photosynthesis. Where did you learn about it? Did you learn about it in elementary school?
In our plants unit.
Plants, okay.
Yeah.
So you have a decent idea about what photosynthesis is. And what we didn't talk about in our question today are, you all told me that it uses light and it makes food, you said. We talked about that it's sugar. But what are the other things that plants and other things that go through photosynthesis, what else do they need besides light? Do you know one of the things, Diksha? No? Sean?
Water.
They do need water. And they need not oxygen, but another gas.
Carbon dioxide.
They need carbon dioxide. So when we talk about chemical reactions taking place, what we often do is we write what we call a formula or an equation showing what goes into the chemical reaction and what is produced. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So photosynthesis, as we said, needs light. Okay, that's where the energy for this process comes from. And then it needs two substances. What were they?
Carbon dioxide and water.
Carbon dioxide. We're going to use the chemical symbols for these. Yep, CO2 is carbon dioxide and H2O is water. So if a plant cell has water, it has carbon dioxide, and is exposed to light, this process will take place. And the arrow means that a chemical reaction is happening. That these atoms from water and carbon dioxide have basically been rearranged into a new configuration. Okay? And so what do they produce? Not really. Glucose. The chemical symbol for glucose is, can you guess what element it's made out of?
Aluminum. Water and
Ella?
hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon.
Correct. It's made out of those three. It's these elements rearranged into a new configuration. Glucose is C6H12O6.
Did you have that on the board?
It is a sugar, a simple sugar, a monosaccharide you might call it. But glucose, like any sugar, contains some energy. Energy between the bonds of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and that energy can then be used by plants or other organisms. And it produces one waste product.
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Produces oxygen.
Sean?
This is why, did you ever see those little sealed up tiny aquatic ecosystem that has like a plant in there and a snail? They're all sealed up. You don't have to add anything because the plant produces oxygen that the snail uses. The snail produces carbon dioxide that the plant uses, and you have a cycle where those elements are recycled between those two organisms. And so we have some words we need to learn. The things that you need for the reaction to take place, the ingredients, are called the reactants. The things that are made at the other side of the arrow are called the products. And so the goal of photosynthesis, the purpose is to harness the sun's energy, rearrange the atoms within water and carbon dioxide into glucose, which can be used for energy. This is why plants don't need to go out and eat anything. They can make glucose on their own using this process of photosynthesis. There are some other organisms that can do it as well. Some single-celled organisms like Euglena, some types of bacteria, some types of slugs actually ingest plants and then store the chloroplast from those cells inside of the slug's body, and then the slug is basically has chloroplast in it from ingesting these plants, and it can Those chloroplasts go through photosynthesis, and the slug lives off the glucose they produce. So it's kind of an animal that almost can do photosynthesis, but
Why can't we do that?
just can't. If we had chloroplasts in our skin cells, first off, we would all be green. Be interesting. And we would never have to eat. All we would have to do is go out in the sun.
That's really bad.
We don't lie.
All right, any questions? That's all we're going to talk about for photosynthesis today.
Does that mean for lunch already, like recess?
Yeah, you just get to go out and lay in the sun and then you're getting glucose.
When we get to